hair, y'all. And during this pandemic, if you could not get your wig, you could not afford to get your hair done because you got to save all your coins in case they shut this thing down for a month. What are you going to do to hide your hair loss? Have you thought about it? Is it a concern for you? Well, in today's video, I'm going to go over 3 affordable ways that you can use to hide your hair loss during the pandemic or in the event that you can't get your wig imported from wherever the heck it comes from. Let's jump right into it. Welcome back to 2020 Clarity, hair growth on the go. If you are new here, hi, hello, welcome. My name is Talitha, aka the Natural Hair Confidant and the creator of the Push Through Hair Growth Program. And in that program, as well as on this channel, I like to teach women all the tips, tricks, and techniques that can help them reverse their traction alopecia, explain to them how it's happening, why it's happening, and how in the heck to never let it happen again. So if you are interested in any of those things, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that post bell notification. Make sure you never miss a video when I upload all the tips, tricks, and techniques that can help you reverse your traction alopecia. So when I was suffering with my hair loss, my hair loss was only in the beginning right here. And as many of you have heard me tell my story a million times, I ended up going to a dermatologist, and then on this left side, the hair loss ended up spreading into like a huge, it was like the size of my palm. It was like a huge area. And so when I had that area, that was when I struggled with finding a way to hide it. But my go-to hiding method was the comb over. I would find ways to comb the hair this way and let this hair right here lie over the bald spot. Now, when the wind would blow or something like that, you could see that this area was a little bit thinner, but it helped me hide it because I needed to hide it in a way that was healthy and promoted growth. And that is the entire goal of these 3 methods. So because I did not film, my hair loss back then, because I never had any intentions on ever having a hair growth company. My mind just wasn't there. I was just focused on trying to grow my own hair back. And then when I grew mine back, I knew I had to help everybody else because I didn't realize there was so many women out here suffering with hair loss. I thought everybody just liked wigs. And some of them do, but a lot of y'all really just suffering under there and you can't figure out what to do. So I didn't document it. So even though I didn't document it when I was hiding my hair loss and suffering with it, because like I said, I wasn't on the journey of starting this type of company. I was on the journey of being a nurse practitioner and taking my RN degree to the next level. However, I am still here today to try to see if I can show you what I used to do, because there are levels to this hair growth hiding. So there is the easy level, which is the level that I was at, where I only had hair loss right here. And even when it spread to, it was about right there, this big area, even when it spread to that, I still consider that easy. And the reason why it's considered easy is because you have a lot more hair on your head to work with to be able to hide the zones with the hair loss. And that way, if you just leave your hair out and just hide it over, it is the most productive growth promoting hair loss out there. Clients that are at the medium level tend to have hair loss at this stage. And so they have less hair loss, they have some hair in the back, and that seems to be a little bit more harder to hide. Then you have the 3rd level. The 3rd level is the hardest out of all of the levels to hide, and their clients will look like this. Meaning the hairline is so far back that a comb over just technically would not work, so you need to do something completely different. But no matter what you do, you have to remember it has to be growth promoting. If it's not growth promoting, then it's growth death. If it's not growth promoting, then it's growth destruction. Everything you do should be aimed at making sure that it is growing your hair back. So let's get into the very first Hide Me Healthy hairstyle. Hide Me Healthily, if that's a word. I don't know, but I like it because it describes exactly what I want to say. So here's the first Hide Me Healthily hairstyle, and it is the comb over. So this is for the easy zone. Right here is considered easy. So I'm going to get right into showing you guys the best way to be able to hide your hair loss in an economic fashion. So like I said, this hairstyle is basically the comb over. So the entire purpose of the comb over is just the way that my hair fell, is to make sure that the hair comes down this way. And so depending on how far back your hair loss is will determine where you will part it and how you will style it. No matter what style you do not want to create any extra tensions. That includes using bobby pins. Do not use bobby pins on your hair at all. Once your hair starts growing back, because you're now doing growth promoting things and techniques and tips, you want to have even growth. And if you're still doing things like having bobby pins and creating tension, you're not going to have the even growth. You want everything to start flowing back, and they're going to grow at different rates, but you want every portion of your thin spot to start growing and filling in. So as always, you're going to start with your moisture. There is only water in here. If you have a bottle and you put other things in there other than just water, you want to be mindful of how often you clean this bottle, because I saw one client who had mold growing in her bottle and she didn't pay attention to it. And it was kind of a darker bottle. It wasn't as see-through as this one. I think it was like a dark purple. And then one day she just saw something floating and she poured it out and it was mold. So you want to be careful if you put anything other than water. But I only put water only in mine, because I like to use the LCO method, which if you don't know anything about, make sure you check out my free hair growth blueprint on my website that goes all in depth of how to moisturize your hair and how to choose the right creams and the right oils for your specific hair type. So, all right, we're going to start with moisture. So when you are getting ready to style your hair, you want to think about where your hair loss is and what you're gonna how you're gonna hide it that day. And so my biggest bald spot, as you guys remember, was on my left side. So I concentrated mostly on making sure the hair would hang over the side with the biggest hair loss, and the one with the smallest side, I would use just hair on that side to hide it. So let me just show you exactly what I mean here for a second. So since my hair was thinner on this side, let's say that my easy zone is right here. This is my easy zone. I'm going to use this to represent how much of my edges could have been lost. And I'm gonna just wrap it up. This is why you also dampen your hair in the beginning, because you don't want to ever pull your hair, yank your hair when it's dry. Dry hair breaks. And when you are in the growing back phase, your hair is the most damaged and it's also the most fragile. So you want to part it so that you have hair that is going to come down this way and hide your hair loss. So that's the tips to the comb over. And the way that you get your hair to stay is you just do like a simple twist out, or you do a simple braid out using the LCO method. You want to make sure that you style it in a way that it's going to cover. So when these come out, they will naturally lay this way. And the little spaces that you see in between, I will fluff it to make sure that it hides all the hair loss. So that's a simple thing to do. One thing with the comb over and these hairstyles, you just want to remember that you do not want to put any bobby pins whatsoever on any part of it to try to make sure that the hair lays a certain way. You do not want to do that. If you do use a bobby pin, I recommend that you only put it on the hair to maybe keep the hair together, and then you don't need a bobby pin at all. You could use like a regular hair clip. You just want to make sure that there's no tension, there's nothing laying on where you are trying to grow your hair back. You just want everything to lay over it. And laying over it is going to be the most beneficial thing from it. Make sure you're implementing a 60-second scalp massage. That's all it takes, 60 seconds to get to increase the blood flow. Just 60 seconds.
So the second method is using a hair wrap. Now, hair wraps can be a little bit complicated, but if you have the right material and you have the right foundation, then it's really easy and it's really simple.
So now moving on to the next level of hairstyle, which is medium. And so a medium hair loss looks like this. And so that's when we will go into a different type of hairstyle just besides the comb over, because clearly the comb over will not work in a situation like this.
The quickest and easiest type of hairstyle is
regular head wrap. And the head wrap is for all different levels, because you can use a head wrap to cover up your entire head. You can use a head wrap just to cover up your sides. You can use it however you want to rock it. So if you are interested, make sure you go to my website, growmyedges.com, and at the bottom of it, it should say free head wrap. I have about 8 different head wraps you can use, plus 20 tips, 20 hair growth tips to take care of your hair while you are wearing it under the head wrap. Okay, so now that I have this front part done, this area will represent the medium hair loss. So it's about from here to here. And clients that I have previously worked with medium hair loss typically have hair loss that looks like this. So I'm going to use my plaits as representation of that area. And we are going to pretend that that area is missing. I don't remember wearing my hair like this back in the day. Used to think I was it, baby. Okay, and this is going to be a representation of hair loss that is this wide. So typically I would like to use one of these. It's very thin material, it's lightweight, it's see-through, as you can see here, and so it's perfect in hiding your hair loss. Now the ladies that have hair loss right here and still have hair also in the back, what I like to recommend them to do is to pull your back hair over. Don't forget your 60-second scalp massage before you pull your hair over, but you want to pull your back hair over so that then it can be used to hide it. And so y'all know I still got these right here, and so then my plaits are sticking out. And so then you can just style it and wear it however you want to. And then it's still covered. This style works really well for this hair loss, because the reason why you don't, and I mean, of course, you know, I would wet these and get them all ready and super uber cute. So the reason why this hairstyle, my clips are sticking out making it look funny, but the reason why this hairstyle works so well is because when you have a long piece of hair somewhere in my face, when you have hair loss that is right here in this area, you don't want to wear headbands to cover it, because that's just continuing to smother it and it could possibly make it sweat. So if you notice, this lays down like almost on my eyebrows. It's not even on your scalp in order to cause tension.
You do not want to have any tension, any pressure, any snagging, anything whatsoever in the area that you are trying to grow your hair loss back. So that's the reason why this one works so well. So you want to do the same thing with this portion. You want to moisturize. You want to put on your cream. And then you want to seal in your cream with an oil. 3 simple steps. Quickest, easiest hair care regimen. The only thing is you want to make sure that you're using whatever oil or cream that's specific for your hair type. Don't forget to get your blueprint if you are unaware, because it's all in there. Okay. If you don't know your hair type and you don't know which cream or which oil works best with your hair type, make sure you come back next week, because I'm going to go in depth on the different hair types and the different kinds of things that work best for each different hair type when you're trying to grow your hair back.
And if that is entirely too complicated for you, then you can always buy the already put together hair bun. So it's jersey knit material so that it will not pull out your strands. It will not dry out your strands, which is most important when you are using a head wrap, and it's already together. Most women have hair loss here that I help, meaning they look like this. So if you could get the rest of your hair to style it, do a twist, do a braid out, make sure it's moisturized, and then you use this already put together knit and hide the top, it's perfect, it's economical, and they only cost, I think, around like $5.
And so moving on to the hardest to hide, and that is going to be clients that look like my client here. And so their hair loss is pretty much all the way back, like all the way. Get a bun cap. And so what the bun cap is it's an already made cap. The lining is jersey knit type material, so it's breathable. It won't make your hair sweat, and it already has the bun made in the middle, and you don't have to do anything. And so the best way to hide that is to just throw that bad baby on. Now, this fits nice and snug. You could wear it on a windy day. The only thing is like I said, if you have hair loss here, you want that bun to come down a little bit so that it is not sitting directly on wherever your hair loss is. And I actually love these. I put these on a bad hair day, and then I just do this number right here, and then I rock out. Because these are basically $5, so they are financially friendly, and you can get them in every color. They have them in black, they have them in white, they have them in pink, they have them in navy blue. Now, as far as wearing these in a professional setting, it just depends on the hair policy at your corporate. I have worn things that look like this as a nurse, but it was a scrub cap. So it just depends on, I have also worn a black one like this with a business suit. So it depends on how you can rock it. Comment below and let me know, if you're watching this video, what level of hair loss are you? Easy, medium, hard. 1, 2, 3. Remember, 1, 2, 3. Because at the end of the day, all 3 levels are still hard to grow back. So I'm just curious to know what level you're at. So the most important thing that I need you to understand is why these are health promoting versus why your wig isn't health promoting. And it is because the amount of sweat that your wig creates, and especially it's coming up on the summer months where it's going to be hot. You do not want extra sweat. Sweat has a chemical in it called lactic acid that destroys your hair from the inside out. It's supposed to do that. It's not intentional, because if you wasn't wearing your wig, it would have evaporated immediately. But now it has a few layers to go through, so it will eventually evaporate, but it takes longer. And while it's taking longer, it's just sitting there. And it's just bump, 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 one by one on your strands. So you have to find hairstyles that when you're trying to do things and, create growth, you have to find hairstyles that isn't counterproductive to the things that you're trying to implement. If you are trying to manipulate your hair less and you just let it sit in its braids for a few days, and every single day that your hair sweat, that sweat is going to continue to build up, and then it's going to clog your pores, and it just has a ripple effect of things that's going to create more hair loss. So you want to have hairstyles that allow your hair to breathe. Your hair needs to breathe. They're like lovely plants, your strands are, and you have to treat them like such. So I hope you found this video helpful. I hope that you can use all of the tips that I gave you and the different kinds of ways to hide it. Just remember, everything that you do needs to be promoting growth. If it's not promoting growth, it's promoting loss, period. So you want to make sure that you keep it moisturized. You want to make sure that whatever hairstyle you choose to hide it, you are not smothering it. You're not creating extra sweat. You are being careful, because you don't want no yanking, tugging, pulling, right? I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope that all 3 hairstyles you can benefit from, and plus I gave you some amazing tips to make sure that you are on the right journey to forever growth, because remember, that is the goal.
So I hope these 3 protective styles help you hide your traction alopecia in the event that you are not able to get your wig imported, or you can't afford to no longer maintain that hairstyle because of the recession, the depression, or whatever it is that's coming our way. If you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe. If you know somebody that can benefit from it, make sure you share it on all social media platforms. Tag me, The Natural Hair Confidant, or either on Twitter, My Hair Confidant.
Do not forget your free hair growth blueprint that goes all into details on how to care for your hair specifically for you, not for everybody, so that you can get a better understanding of what it is that you need to do to make your hair grow. Because once you understand it, then you can change it. So until the next time, I wish you guys the most growth. Take care.